There you go, you bitch-ass Ice-9 girl.
Round 2. Result. Thank you. Ambidex.
Don't even care. I really don't. Luna and I stepped out of the AB room.
Why? What happened to... It's not fair to betray someone who isn't voting.
Oh, she isn't voting, alright.
I thought...
There was nothing I could think of to say. Even I didn't really understand why I'd pick betray instead. It almost felt unconscious, like some other part of my mind was making the decision. Perhaps I'd been possessed by some evil spirit that had moved my finger to the betray button against my will. Right, well, we should go see the results.
We already know what they are. It's just simple math.
The look in her eyes was more painful than any punch she'd ever taken. I turned away and almost ran towards the projector. Anything to get away from those eyes. Oh, trust me. If she chooses ally, it just looks like some kind of bullshit. This is just gonna go mental. Alice should be there. Yeah, betray and betray. Betray, betray. Betray. Yep, good. No one got any points. Oh, that feels good.
Points have been assigned. Please check.
Yep. It wasn't possible. I know, I know. How can Alice's vote be betray? That's not possible. Hey, Alice. Alice. She was standing inside the second room from the left. The room that should have been empty. My mom was still reeling. Where had she come from? As I was trying to form a sentence, she began to move towards us. From around me, I heard a chorus of muted gasps. Seemed we were united in our surprise and confusion. Alice drew to stop in front of me and glanced up at the display.
Thought you'd get an easy couple points, huh? Not so easy when you have to look your victim in the eye, is it, coward?
Me, a coward? You got some balls saying that to me after you picked betray. Why are you even here?
You gave me the antivirus, didn't you? Tenmyoji told me. Thank you. I mean that from the bottom of my heart, honestly.
But you should still be under the effects of the anesthetic.
Yes, well, I still am. A bit. I have a throbbing headache, and I can barely stand. It's horrible. I'm more resistant to anesthetics than most people, a result of my training. I have a feeling Zero Senior knew that. They gave me way more than the standard dose of that gas when they kidnapped me. In any event, a few minutes ago I woke up in the infirmary. Tenmyoji explained what was going on, and I got here as fast as I could.
So you showed up right after we'd gone into the AB room?
Yes, right in the nick of time, too.
So she would have felt really guilty after I chose ally last time, though.
About 10 seconds before the deadline, as I recall.
You did that just so you could betray us?
Right. What? Don't I get to do that? I mean, it turned out to be the right thing to do, didn't it? You two chose betray. If I'd stayed back there, I'd have lost 2 points.
So you're saying it was self-defense?
Yes.
You're full of shit. Self-defense, my ass. You chose betray because you wanted out. You had 6 BP. If I'd picked ally, you would have had 9. That's what you were trying to do, right?
So what if I was?
Are you serious? You would have killed me. Look, I only have 1 BP. You were this close to murdering me. You did kill me. Just admit it. You were planning to kill me so you could escape.
Don't be stupid. I knew you'd choose betray. There was...
Tell the truth.
That is the truth. Why am I the only one getting the 3rd degree here? Look at those results. 2 other people just tried to kill someone.
Fine Deer. Yeah, Deer was a dick, and Fi knew that.
Yes. If Dia had chosen ally, Fi would have killed Tenmyoji. And if she'd chosen ally, Dia would have killed her.
I don't want to be rude, but it looks like Clover and Kay tried to trick one another. Not that it seems to have worked. If either one had chosen ally, the other one would have 9 BP right now.
Huh. I turned to look at the results again. Before I'd only been looking at my own. I hadn't realized that there was only one word all across the roster. Betray. Whatever trust we'd managed to build has fallen apart. Everyone was suspicious of everyone else. Had it been the bombs? Or had it been something else? Whatever the reason, if it kept up, we never managed to escape. we'd be trapped in a cycle of 0 points rounds for the rest of our lives. Something had to be done. I closed my eyes and took a deep breath. Alright guys, pay attention. You've probably already all figured this out, but we can't keep going on like this. If we don't start being a little more trusting, we're never gonna get out of here. We need to work together. I might as well have been talking to a wall.
My apologies, Sigma, but I need to think on something for a bit. I would appreciate being left alone.
Okay.
I'll be leaving too. Things are getting a little too intense here for my delicate constitution. Sorry.
Dio.
Well, in that case...
Et tu fight?
Yeah. So,
Without... What? What? Et tu? Et tu? Without another word, she turned and left the warehouse. Dio and Kate quickly followed suit.
see? There's your answer. In the end, everyone's just thinking about themselves. So I would appreciate it if you could not treat me like I'm the only villain here.
Well, you are the one who tried killing me.
Come on, Clover. Let's go.
Hold on! Are you feeling okay? I was really worried, you know?
I watched them walk away, Clover practically jumping with delight to have Alice back. Before long, they reached the yellow door and disappeared beyond it. Oh boy.
Everyone's gone.
You aren't going to leave too?
No,
You sure? I chose betray.
I know, but I still believe in you, Sigma. I think your hand must have just slipped or something, right?
My chest hurt, and when I blinked, I felt something hot and wet prick the corners of my eyes. Luna, I bit my lip. Before I could think of anything to say, the metallic rumble of the doors closing echoed through the warehouse.
The round started.
no. As many times we
as long
want.
as we have the star keys, that means we can keep playing the AB game over and over too. Sigma, could you show me your bracelet? Do you remember what Zero Jr. said?
Yeah, I know. Don't worry. Yeah, I remember. Let's see here. I'm a pear and I'm cyan. What about you?
I'm a magenta pear.
I wonder what the others
We
are.
could be anything, I suppose. We won't know until we have a look.
We've got about 1 hour and 21 minutes. So, what should we do now?
Everyone else has gone off on their own.
Physically and emotionally. I really don't like how this is going. It won't matter how many times we repeat the AB game if nobody trusts anyone else. We'll never be able to get out of
Maybe
here.
it would help if we all had a common goal, something to unite our hearts and minds.
Yeah, but we've already got something like that. We all want to get out of here. That seems like a pretty clear goal to me, but everybody chose betray. Including me.
Well, what if we have an enemy?
An enemy?
Yes,
An enemy? An anemone?
a common foe, like the person who set the bombs, for instance.
After coming back from the lab, I told her about the bomb while she gave Alice and Quark the Excelivir. Yeah, that might work. If we can figure out which one of us planted these bombs, then everyone else would work together against
Right.
them. But how do we figure out who it
Do
is?
you have any clues?
Clues? Oh yes, that's right, the memory card. I pulled it out of my pocket and held it towards her. I told you, a memory card. It was under the bomb we found in the lab. I think whoever set the bomb
Really?
dropped it. Yeah, I don't know what's on it though. We couldn't find any kind of memory card reader.
I guess we can't really use it then. Oh, wait a
TV.
second. You know what? I think I might have seen something. Yes, I remember the infirmary. I saw it when I was searching the infirmary with Dio and Quark. There was a memory card just like that one.
Yep, now they remember. Awesome.
Yes.
Then,
I think we can see what's on it. The computer there should be able to read it.
awesomeness. Let's do it. Luna and I exploded into the infirmary, nearly running into Alice, Clover, and Temioji. Quark was there as well, of course, but he was just as we'd left him, asleep on the bed.
What are you doing here?
I opened my mouth to retort, then thought better of it. If I really wanted people to start trusting each other, well, real change starts at home. As quickly as I could, I explained the second bomb in the memory card and how we'd come to the infirmary in hopes that we could discover the contents of the ladder.
Okay.
Then stick it in already.
Now, are we talking physically, or...
Go ahead.
Right. Just as Luna had said, there was a small slot under the screen, exactly the same size to fit a memory card. Within moments, the screen was filled with what appeared to be random letters. Whoa. What is this? Oh. Is this the message thing that Dio was talking about in the ending? He said how, the box had the decoding thing for the message. Maybe this the message? Sorry, that just clicked.
6 rows, 22 letters each.
It looks like the odd rows use one set of letters, and the even rows use another set.
In other words, the first 2 rows just repeat.
Yeah.
Is this some kind of code or
It
something?
doesn't look random to me. I think there might be a pattern. I just don't know what it is.
Was there anything else on there?
No, it doesn't look like it.
So all we get is this gibberish? Hey Alice, you haven't seen anything for a while. What's up?
Does any of this look familiar to you, Clover?
What do you mean?
Have you seen something like this before? Maybe during your training?
Training?
This is...
So you do recognize it.
All right, knock it off, you two. How about you share it with the rest of the class?
I'm your teacher, Tamioji. You better fess up or I'm gonna make you pay. I got a big stick here and I'm not gonna be afraid to use it. Alice sighed and stretched her neck from side to side.
I believe this is an encoded message from a terrorist organization.
Oh, she's being upfront about it.
What?
They call themselves the Myrmidons.
Yep. Myrmidons. For some reason, I felt like I've heard that name before.
What are the Myrmidons?
Put simply, they're a bunch of thugs who are trying to destroy or dismantle most of human civilization.
So this thing we're looking at, you think it's theirs?
Well, they have a number of different codes, but I do think this is one of them.
Then the bomb?
It was said by one of the Myrmidons, wasn't it?
Dear.
Yes. Well, I can't say for sure, of course, but it seems likely.
Damn, I got a ton of questions for you. But let me start with this one. What the heck does this thing say?
I don't know. How am I supposed to decode it? I don't have the key. Without a key, it would take literally hundreds of years to decode.
What about you, Clover?
Well, if Alice doesn't know how, I sure don't.
See.
Not much we can do then. We can come back to the code later. Stuff later. I've got another question. Alice, Clover, who the hell are you? Why do you know about this code?
That's...
You told me your job was to eliminate enemies of the state or something like that. Just what the hell kind of job is that? I think it's time you told us what you do. Third degree thing again? Is that what you're gonna say?
Sorry, but I can't.
Okay, good.
Because
Why
you
not?
might be one of them. You might be the person who set the bomb.
That's idiotic. Of course I'm not.
Really? And where's your proof? For all I know, you're my enemy. I can't tell you anything.
Is this gonna lead to another lock thing, but I already have it because I know Dio is a Myrmidon, or whatever it's called. Like, I'm worried it's gonna go into like, oh, who's the Myrmidon then? And I'm gonna point to Dio. I'm your ally. I'm your friend. I just want all of us to get out of here. Just please tell us. Please. We need to find out who did this so we can escape. But we have too little information. We need your help. Fine. If you won't tell us about them yourself, then just tell us about the Myrmidons. What else do you know about them?
I'm sorry.
Before I could blink, she leapt up and ran out of the room. Hey, wait, Alice! I took off after her. Where are we going? Oh.
How long are you going to keep following me?
I really just randomly thought of this, but I really wish they would have had the map open and done that, you know, that chasing music people do when one person's chasing another and they're running very fast around the area because it's sped up. I was hoping they'd do 2 dots on the map and it would be Alice for yellow and me, Sigma for blue, and it would just be like just running around the map, and then it's like pauses for the elevator because the elevator takes so long, and then you're off the elevator, it's like and then goes to the elevator again because they're going to another floor, it's like and then it goes back to the botanical gardens or whatever it's called. Until you tell me what you know.
Then why don't you just ask Clover? You already
Clover?
know she works with me.
Well,
Then
yeah.
why don't you...
I wanted to hear it from you.
Why?
That's a good question. Remember the crew quarters or this garden? We got paired up to 2 separate rounds. I love how this game is making it that we learn more about a character the more we're in a room with them. Like, for example, Temioji. We got the Temioji end because we were in... I think we were in the infirmary, and then we were in another room with Temioji. I think it was the director's office, and that's when we got the Temioji ending. Because Quark gave us a letter and explained more about Temioji and stuff like that. We got the Clover ending because we were teamed up with Clover, and I think we went through one of the doors with Clover, maybe? I don't really know. But this one, I think this is going to be Alice's ending, because we're teamed up with Alice twice now. That's going to be funny. That means we've spent more time with you than anybody else here. Maybe that's it. I guess I'm just curious about you.
What are you talking about?
Huh? She spun around to hide it, but I caught a blush of red on the cheeks. We walked down the path to where it ended next to the pond. Just had to do 3 things for that because the place is so big. I stayed silent. Alice sat down on the bench. We gazed at the smooth surface of the pond for several long minutes before she began to speak.
You don't hate me?
What? Why would I?
I tried to kill you.
You actually did kill me in one of the endings. I like this song in the background, by the way. You mean the AB game? If you're wondering what this, if you can't hear it, the song in the background is called Bluebird Lamentation. It's very good.
Yes.
I use it for the ending of this song, of this Let's Play, because it's so sad but so good at the same time.
I was so scared.
Yeah, I know. Don't worry. All of us are.
Who wouldn't be? Kidnapped and locked up, forced to play some sort of bizarre game, and then we found that bomb. I know I probably sounded calm, but as soon as we found that thing, all I wanted to do was run away from it as fast as I could.
Alright, so basically I just quit the game temporarily, so I could turn the background music on so you can hear the Bluebird soundtrack. It just suits the moment.
Things just went downhill from there.
What do you mean?
I remember hearing that Quark had collapsed and running to the infirmary with everyone else. When I got there, I realized I couldn't understand what anyone was saying, and everything looked... I don't know how to describe it. It was like watching a video on fast forward, only it was real. Then I started to feel like... It's hard to explain.
Like you just wanted to escape?
I guess you could say I didn't feel like I was myself, and it only got worse.
Like you were stuck in some kind of skin prison and you just wanted to get out? That was probably the Radical 6.
Yes, I think so. I don't remember much after that, but when I woke up in the infirmary, suddenly all that fear was back. So all I could think about was getting out of this place as fast as I could. It never even crossed my mind that it could kill you. God help me, even if it had, I don't think I would have cared. See? I'm horrible. You hate me, don't you? Just do it!
I don't hate you. What? Do what?
Kill me! Get it over with!
What the hell, Alice? I'm not gonna kill you. I don't even hate you.
You're lying! I could have killed you! I
Look,
would have killed you!
Everyone's in the same position here. Come on, calm down. No one's killing anyone. I mean, besides Quark. Quark can go die. I'm kidding. Quark is nice. Who was the person? Deer, that's it. Why did I say Quark? God damn it. I feel like I'm some kind of child hater now. God damn it. No, Quark's fine. Deer, go die. A single tear rolled down Alice's cheek, then another and another, leaving shining lines across her face. When I reached out, I saw her tense just slightly. Slowly, I brushed my thumb across her cheek and ran off, taking her tears with it.
Why are you doing this? You know, you kind of remind me of my father.
Well, this is going to cause a bad situation. That's who you are. We're after, right? The people who killed your dad?
Yes.
Did they have anything to do with the Myrmidons?
Will you promise not to tell Clover that I cried?
Come on.
Keep your mouth shut. I'll tell you what you want to know.
Wow, that's an easy bargain.
About myself. And about the Myrmidons. Deal?
Deal. Sure, that's easy. I don't lie. I mean, I lied a couple of times. I don't ruin secrets. That's the word. Sure, my lips are sealed.
Really?
What, crying? I don't remember any crying.
Good. All right then.
Well, this is going to take a little while, so I am going to get a quick drink because this might take a while. Alright, got my drink. Let's see what her past is like. Alice took a deep breath and began. Here we go. My father is Egyptian, but my mother is French. They met while my mother was in Egypt on vacation and married shortly thereafter. When I was 3, we all moved to the US. My father was a scientist and his field was cloning. He was recruited by an American lab, which was why we moved. Both my parents had used English around me from the time I was born, so I didn't have any problems adapting to the life in the United States. By my 9th birthday, we'd already been there for 6 years. That was when it happened. In the middle of the day, my mother showed up at school. Her eyes were red and puffy, but she didn't say anything to me on the drive home. When we arrived, there were several policemen there to meet us. My father had always been a very punctual man, and when dinner time came and went with no sign of him, even I began to realize something terrible had happened. It wasn't until several years later that I finally learned the truth. My father's lab had been attacked by terrorists, and he had been kidnapped. Wow, several years until your mother told you that. I'm guessing she already knew, and that's why her eyes were puffy, but the fact she hid it from him? Like, they must have went through a lot of trouble. Where the hell is that? Where the hell is that? For several years, until she grew used to it, and then she was finally told. Holy crap. For the rest of my childhood, my mother raised me by herself. I didn't realize it then, but it must have been incredibly difficult for her. But then again, she was 6, so I'm guessing she would have been very angry about it, yes, but she would have, I don't know, not really being the type to get angry about it. She would have trusted her mother, I guess. So while it would have caused anger, I guess she'd be the type who's reasonable. Anyway, I didn't realize it then, but it must have been incredibly difficult for her as a single mother alone in the country when any relatives were a transatlantic flight away. She did her best not to let me see it, but every so often when she thought she was alone, the mask would fall away, and in every line of her face I could see exhaustion and loneliness. As much as I missed my father, it was those moments that made me wish more than anything that I'd never been taken. Fortunately, I was an excellent student and did especially well in math. I earned a full-ride scholarship straight out of high school and spent the next several years studying. After graduation, I took a job with the Department of Defense, hoping that they might have the resources to help me look for my father. I was immediately assigned to the Special Office of Internal Security. Their purpose is to investigate and sometimes deal with the terrorists, organizations, and other serious threats to the state. I could tell my mother wasn't happy about my decision, but she chose to remain silent about it. Eventually, I learned that the terrorist organization that had taken my father was none other than the Myrmidons, although at the time that name didn't mean anything to me. They were suspected of human cloning. Specifically, it was thought that they had been using cloning techniques to copy their most useful members and expand their ranks. The Myrmidons apparently believed that they could use cloning to create a new race of humans. Now at last I knew the reason for my father's abduction. The commander of the Myrmidons is a man named Left. We know his name and his gender, but not his appearance or his age. The Myrmidon are closely associated with a cult known as Free the Soul. We believe that Free the Soul provides their funding. But trying to pin any kind of misdeeds on their cult's leader, a man named Brother, is like trying to nail Jello to a wall. Brother is supposed to be fairly advanced in years, and rumors say he's so old he can't even get out of bed. Unfortunately, his mind seems to be as sharp as ever. Yeah, at that point I hit a wall. I knew the Myrmidons had been behind my father's kidnapping, but that was all I could learn about them. Then one day I got a tip that some of them were hiding in a building in the Nevada desert. I headed out immediately. Oh, are they talking about the tip that Ace was one of the followers? On the way there, my car had some engine trouble and stalled out. I was trying to decide what to do when an SUV appeared out of nowhere. I'll give you one guess who was behind the steering wheel. Clover. That was the first time we met. There was 4 other people in the car with her, and when I asked them what they were doing, I got was just about the last answer I expected. They told me they'd been locked up inside the very building I'd been on my way to investigate, and they were currently in pursuit of the people who had kidnapped them in the first place. My priorities shifted quickly. After a short discussion, I convinced them to allow me to come along. My hope was to find the people they were chasing, who I was certain were Myrmidons. In the end, however, we were unable to track them down. In fact, I still don't know where they might have gone. Eventually, I took Clover and her companions to SOIS headquarters. We decided that involving the police would only complicate things. After some questioning, it was determined that the people who had investigated the particular event were not connected to the Myrmidons. We did, however, discover that the mysterious disappearance and subsequent reappearance of several children 9 years prior was connected to Free the Soul. There was only a sixth person in the SUV, although they weren't riding in it per se. A middle-aged man, who I'll just call H for now, had been bound and placed in the trunk. According to the other four, he had been behind the disappearance of the children 9 years earlier. We also learned that his pharmaceutical company, a major player in the world stage, was effectively controlled by Free the Soul. More specifically, I suppose H was a member of Free the Soul and very committed to the cause. So why had he kidnapped all those children? Apparently he had been part of an experiment designed to test the ability of certain people to access what's called the morphogenetic field. I don't imagine you've ever heard of it before, so I'll try to give you a quick rundown. Simply put, these people can access this sort of field that allows their consciousness to resonate with the consequences and the consciousnesses of certain other people. To be honest, it might be simpler to just call it telepathy. I already know all this, don't worry. The SOIS had heard of this particular ability before, and I could actually use it in a number of investigations, so I wasn't surprised to learn of its existence. I was shocked, however, to learn that these experiments had been carried out by a member of Free the Soul. If that was the case, then Brother must have known about it. The thought of him discovering a way to control and harness the power was terrifying. It wasn't too long after the incident in Nevada that another tip about the Myrmidons crossed my desk. This time it claimed that the Myrmidons intended to launch a large-scale biological terrorist attack. My bosses decided that we needed more agents to deal with the threat of that magnitude, and Clover was recruited. Because she'd been a test subject in H's experiment, we knew she had the ability to access the morphogenetic field, and we wanted to put that ability to use. After several months of training, she was sent on her first mission. She would be tasked with the infiltration investigation of a Myrmidon cloning lab. I was assigned to be a commanding officer. I hoped that our investigation might also give me a lead on my father's whereabouts. At last I had a chance to find out what had happened to him. I wouldn't let that chance slip by. Perhaps that was what kept me from noticing the truth. The whole operation was a trap. Yeah, I already heard all this. The lab was fake and Clover was captured almost immediately. I got there as fast as I could, but when I arrived, the building was only an empty shell. All the conspirators who had pretended to be researchers and the like had already fled. I searched frantically for Clover until at last in a basement room I found her. She had been tied to a chair, but on the floor next to her was another body. It was my father. Oh! He looked as if he'd been dumped there, and when I got to him, his body was already cold. He was covered in dark, ugly bruises. He was captured and then killed just because they knew it was Alice? He looked as if he'd been dumped there, and when I got to him, his body was already cold. He was covered in dark, ugly bruises. It wasn't until later that I learned he had died from ruptured organs and internal bleeding. Oh my god, he was beaten. They'd beaten him to death. As soon as Clover had been captured, a Myrmidon in a mask had come to visit her. He'd said that unless she wanted to end up like my father, she would leave them alone, and tell her masters at the SOIS to do it likewise. In retrospect, they must have known who I was, and who my father was. That was why they'd killed him. Perhaps they thought they were sending a message to me, or that once he was gone, I'd lose my reason for chasing them. They were very wrong. I took Clover with me and left. I tried to console myself with the fact that I had at least been able to save her. Sometime later I received a call from the coroner. He told me there was something I needed to see. There in the morgue was my father, cold and pale on a steel table. I could barely stand to look at him, but the coroner insisted. On his arm was 2 rows of numbers comprised of 8s and 9s. It took me a moment to recognize my father's handwriting. He had carved them into his own skin. On his chest was another message, but there were letters this time, not numbers. Not many, just enough to make a short sentence. I love you, Alice. Oh. I broke down crying right there in the morgue. They were the first tears I'd shed since the operation had started, and there was no stopping them. There would be no forgiveness. Not for the monsters who put my father through this. They'd destroyed my family. I would make them pay, even if I had to die to do it. That night I made a promise to myself. I would avenge my father. It didn't take long to figure out that the numbers he'd written were latitude and longitude. They pointed to a chemical factory that had been disguised as an abandoned building. Further investigation revealed that it was the motherlode we'd been looking for, the headquarters of the Myrmidons. I think my father must have known how things would turn out. Knowing he was going to die, he'd written the directions to our enemy's fortress on his own body. He'd sacrificed too much for me to waste the opportunity with recklessness. This time our operation would succeed. This time, I wouldn't let my excitement put Clover or any of my other agents in danger. So we took our time, we gathered information, and we did our research and we planned. Finally, we were ready. December 25th, 2028 was going to be the day we finally set foot inside the Myrmidon stronghold. But then on the 22nd, only 3 days before the operation we scheduled to begin, a man in a gas mask appeared. Yep. That was a good story. So you inhaled the gas, passed out, and woke up here in the AB room?
Yes. Well, there it is. Everything that's happened with the Myrmidons and me. I left a few of the details out, of course, but you get the idea.
Yeah, thanks. Oh, I didn't realize the water had an animation. That's cool. I like it when actual things have animations. It just makes it look nice. She gave me a sad sort of smile and stood up.
We should go back.
Not yet. Your story explained a lot, but there's still one big question.
Which is?
Who here is a Myrmidon? One of us planted the bombs. And based off the code we found, it's pretty clear the person is a Myrmidon. Right?
Yes.
And I agree that we need to figure out who they are.
What do you propose we do?
Well, that's what I wanted to ask you about. Do you have any clues?
Clues? Well, if I could decrypt that code, it might tell us something, but...
How can we do that?
I told you, we need a key. Without that, it's pointless.
What's a key?
A key is a key. It allows you to sort of unlock a code. Myrmidons usually use this huge string of numbers as a key.
Wait, a long string of numbers? Could that be? Ooh, we're remembering! We're remembering! 7815361098838094241900501.
What the hell?
How did we remember that? I was almost as surprised as she was. The numbers had just kind of appeared in my mind, and I was saying them before I knew what I was doing. Alice looked at me decorously and stared back.
Where did... Wait, can you say that again?
7815360...
That's 198,449,351
What
to the
the
third power.
hell? Who are you? What?
That number you just told me. Prime factor decomposition on that number gets you 198...
Yeah, I get that, but you're talking about reducing an integer to a series of prime numbers that you multiply together to get it, right? Like, if you have 30, then you get 2 times 3 times 5. Oh!
Exactly. You probably learned that in junior high, right?
So you're saying that it's a prime? And if you multiply it by itself 3 times, you get that?
Yes.
Don't tell me you just did all that in your head.
I did do all of that in my head. Simple mental arithmetic.
I guess it is simple, but arithmetic is pretty hard, but it's simple hard. No way, that's impossible.
Told you, I'm better at math than most people.
Yeah! That's not better at math.
Look at you. You just recited a huge string of numbers. That seems pretty astounding, too.
Yeah, I can't deny that.
Where did you find that number anyway?
I didn't know what to say. What would I tell her? That it just came to me?
Can't tell me, huh? Fine. I'm pretty sure that's the key to the code, though. I know the Myrmidons use prime factors for their keys, and there aren't a lot of 25-digit numbers that turn out to be the third power of a prime number. I think there's a very good chance that number you memorized was specifically created by someone.
Could you explain that with smaller words?
Well, look at the prime factors of your number. 198,449,351 to the third power. I think that's our hint for cracking the code. You still don't get it? Try to remember the code we saw in the infirmary. What did it say on the monitor?
I think the first row was...
And
yeah.
the second row?
And then they just repeat.
Wow, you've got a pretty impressive memory. We could really use someone like you back at the...
Well, we'll keep going. I don't want to... I just don't even think this is logical anymore. How do we decode that?
You use 198,449,351 to point you to the right letters.
How do we do that?
Well, the first number is 1, so take the first letter. The next number is 9,
C.
so go 9 letters over from the first one.
Okay.
Then 8 from that one.
Shut up. Okay. C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. C. Wait, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's X. X. Next number is 9, so go 9 letters over from the first one. Oh, okay. I get it. Sorry. So C, and then 1, so that's 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Done. Okay, from the first one, then 8 from that one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Kef.
Just keep going until you get something. Make sense?
Kind of. Right over what she just said in my head. Prime number Alice had given me was... okay. So it's 4 now. So if we go 4 from the F... where's F? Here's F. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's V. I think. Yeah. 4 and then 4 from the V. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then 3 from the Z. 1, 2, 3. And then 5 from that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then L and then E. Kevvozgli. Kevvozgli? What? I don't know what that is. So what would we get if we picked out letters like she'd explained? The first letter will be C. And you move 9 to the right would give you O. Oh, what? I got it wrong! God damn it. I have to do it all over again. Are you fucking kidding me? Completed? That's what it spells? What is with this game and the word completed? Every time you finish a puzzle. Eventually we get a word and that word is decoded. Okay, I already know what it is. Remember the key is closing the window will take you to the input screen. Yep. Clear! I get it. I did it! Completed, that's it, that's the answer.
Completed? Are you sure?
Yeah. I did exactly what you told me to do, and the word I got is completed. Well, actually, it's completed, completed, completed. The code and the letters repeat every 2 lines. It just repeats.
Well, I can't remember the code like you can, but if you're certain, I believe you.
I'm definitely certain.
Alright then. I wonder what completed is supposed to mean, though.
Aside from the obvious, you mean? I'm guessing here it means mission complete? So that's what the transmitter was for.
Huh? What are you talking about? What transmitter?
I barely even heard her. Suddenly my mind was full of memories that hadn't been there a moment before. It was like a wave that got washed around the sand, revealing a bed of precious gems underneath. Here it comes. Doom, doom, boom, 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 boom. I remember. Nadio.
O Holy Father, Holy Brother,
Holy Master.
my sacred mission
Is complete.
These 2 hands,
Mankind is saved.
I am your well-made flesh. In your name, I give thanks.
Let's tell Alice I trust her. Damn it, why didn't I realize that before? I could remember a series of numbers, but not this. At last I remembered it now. Dio was a member of the Myrmidons, and now just not just any member, he was their leader. That meant he had to be the one who planted the bombs.
Hey, are you listening to me?
Yeah.
Then answer my question. What the hell was that? What's this about a transmitter?
I didn't trust myself to try and explain it to her. More than likely she'd think I was just insane. Even I could barely make sense of the sudden influx of new information.
Wait. Don't tell me you're one of the Myrmidons.
I'm not! If I was, do you really think I'd reveal myself like this?
Point.
Out of nowhere, Clover appeared. Oh?
Oh, there you are. I've been looking all over for you.
Really?
We're all down in the floor B warehouse. Well, all of us but Luna and Clark.
Why?
We've still got 45 minutes until the white doors open.
I know that.
Oh, okay. Hey, wait a minute. I thought UK and Quark didn't know about the white doors.
Tenmyoji told us about them. He said he'd show us where they were. So we all followed him down to the Floor B warehouse.
I'm assuming you left Quark with Luna?
Yeah. Anyway, when we showed up, Phi and Kay were already there. Well, all of a sudden, Phi, Tenmyoji, and Dio all started yelling at each other.
Why?
Why?
Did something happen?
Oh. According to Clover, the last AB game had been the cause of the fight. Even though Tenmyoji only had 1 BP, Phi had chosen Betray. They started the fight, and since Dio had pressed Betray on behalf of the team, eventually he got dragged in too.
Well, that seems odd. Phi only had 1 BP too. Her choice seems like a perfectly valid defensive move.
Ugh, just come with me. Kay's trying to calm them down.
Okay. Come on, Alice, let's go. Also, by the way, it's pretty stupid that Sigma thinks she'd think he's crazy when she's the one who knows about morphogenetic fields. Unless, of course, they don't know about jumping. They only know about seeing through them.
Coming!
Coming! Alright, Floor B warehouse time. Here we go. I feel like we're going to be getting an ending soon, though, because we just got Alice's background. All 4 of them were still there when we arrived. They seemed to have calmed down a bit, but the tension in the air was almost visible. I felt like I'd stepped into a room full of flammable gas. Even the smallest spark could turn the whole place into a raging inferno. Even Kay, usually so calm and collected, was standing romward straight, with his hand bowled into a fist at his side. I looked at Alice, pursed my lips, and then headed over to the angry knot of people occupying most of the room. Clover told me what's going on. This whole thing is stupid. You need to knock it off.
Stupid? What about this is stupid? We're talking about my life, you self-righteous dick.
I know, but yelling at each other isn't going to solve your problem. The best thing for us to do right now is to trust each other and get over this. Wouldn't you agree?
Hard to trust someone who tried to kill me.
Same to you. I told you letting Dio vote was a stupid idea. What did you think he was gonna do? You might as well have pressed the button yourself.
I couldn't just leave Quark alone.
That's no excuse. And where do you get off telling me I shouldn't have picked Betray? Did you even think that through? What? I was supposed to pick Ally? If I'd done that, I'd be dead right now.
I could say the same thing to you. Damn good thing Dio didn't choose Ally.
Please, that's enough from both of you. Sigma's right. This isn't the time to be bickering with each other.
Oh, you don't get to talk. You tried to betray Clover and escape on your own.
Perhaps. But I think that's better than nearly killing someone.
Well, I only did it so that she wouldn't kill Tenmyoji.
Ugh, goddammit, enough already! I roared with fury, my voice echoed and rebounded off the walls of the warehouse. Everyone fell silent. I didn't know how long the silence would last, so I decided to pull it off the table. Put it off all on the table. There was only one way I was going to be able to take control of the situation. Guys, listen to me. We really don't have time for this. I was met with a number of glares, but I soldiered on. See, the thing is, I figured out who planted the bombs. Ooh.
What?
Is this what you were talking about earlier?
You bet. I know which one it is.
Well, spit it out then.
Please, explain what's going on here.
Please do a Danganronpa thing where I get to go around everyone and I get to choose someone. I don't think I need to. They're going to admit that guilt in just a few minutes.
What?
You're all going to hear it straight from the horse's mouth. Or I guess I could say, Dio's mouth. Oh, yeah, I don't care if you're laughing. I got proof. I mean,
What are
technically,
you on?
no.
You think I set those bombs?
Yeah. Yes, I do.
Hey, if you're gonna accuse me, you better have some pretty damn good evidence, pal.
I'm not accusing you. I'm just stating a fact.
Oh yeah? Where the hell did you get that fact?
Fun as it was, I knew taunting alone wouldn't be enough to make Dio confess. He just played dumb, he was good at it, and I'd only get nothing. That meant I was going to have to trick him. Well, you see, I'm actually from Free the Soul.
Free the Soul? What's that? Some kind of hippie shoe company?
Don't play dumb, Dio. Or should I call you Left? Brother ordered me to come here. To keep an eye on you. It was quick, but just for a moment, I saw his eyes twitch. Yes, Sigma! I left on the moment a weakness like a hungry dog on a steak. Fine, skepticism is understandable, admirable even. Perhaps this will convince you. I pressed forward and pulling out every fact I could remember. Told Dio about brother's background and how his younger brother left had been murdered. I mentioned casually that the Myrmidons are all clones of a single person. So, still not convinced? How about this? 781536109883809424119905551. Do a little prime factor decomposition on that, and you'll get 198449351 to the third power. If I'm not who I say I am, how on earth could I possibly know that?
What? No, that's not possible.
Finally. So let's start over, shall we? I was sent here to watch your every move. Seems our wise and noble brother didn't trust you. He suspects betrayal.
No! You're lying!
I assure you I'm not. But if you don't believe me, why don't you go outside and call him yourself with your transmitter?
No! No! You have to be lying! Brother trusts me! That's why he chose me for this mission!
There
Why
it
would
is.
he make me the leader of the Myrmidons if he...
Huh? Sorry, what was
I
that?
said, why would he have made me the leader of the Myrmidons if...
I grinned.
Wait. What the hell? Are you fucking kidding me?
Sorry, dear. I've never even seen brother.
What the hell was all that? How did you know all those things?
Don't know. Maybe I was divinely inspired.
Give me that shit!
What's going on?
What are these Myrmidons?
Dio and I stared at one another while Clover and Tamioji quickly explained to Phi and K about the memory card and the number 2 bomb and about the code we'd found there was a terrorist organization called the Myrmidons. What about Alice? What's she thinking?
So you mean to say someone from the Myrmidons planted the bombs?
I think they purposely left out Alice because Alice is going to be so angry about her father.
And Dio pretty much just admitted to doing it?
Bastards.
Yep.
I'll never forgive you.
There it is. I heard a low, furious muttering behind me and turned to see Alice, her lips curled back. Oh no.
I'm going.
To kill you?
To kill you!
Yep. Her voice rose to a scream as she charged towards Dio. He ducked out of the way smoothly and pulled something from his pocket.
Whoa there.
Oh, crap.
I like my women a little feisty. But you're taking it a little too far, sweetheart.
What?
You see this? You know what it is, don't you?
Oh, crap.
Oh my god. Is that the detonator?
Exactly. And I assume you know what happens if I press this button?
Yes. I think I do. I'm guessing it'll set off both of the bombs.
Well, I wouldn't say both.
You mean there's still a #1 bomb we haven't found?
Correct. And there's one more, too.
No.
Exactly. I've planted 4 bombs. They're the ones numbered 1, 2, and 3. But there's also
Number
one
0.
more. Bomb number 0. Add all that up, and you're looking at about 4 tons of explosive power. Those go off, and it's all over. That's enough oomph to turn this whole place into a smoking crater.
Aren't you forgetting something?
That'd kill you too.
So, I'm ready for that. I've got spares.
Spares? Is that what Sigma was talking about?
Yeah, clones.
I heard Alice whisper something to Clover.
Let's go, Clover. Show him all that training wasn't for nothing.
Huh? Oh, yeah. Right.
Before I had a chance to ask them what was going on, they moved.
Die, you bastard! Yeah!
Yeah! She roared and left towards Dio and Clover, following just behind. Alice threw a punch at Dio's face as he dodged. Clover spun out from behind her. Dio grunted and turned to focus on Alice, but Clover darted in and snatched the detonator from his hand.
Clover, get him! Right!
Sigma, catch!
Huh? Oh no. Before I could respond, Clover had thrown the detonator at me. I scrambled to grab it at the end and held it in my chest.
Damn it! Stop! Let me go! Still let go of me, you asshole!
Yelling didn't do him any good, and Dio found himself subdued. Strangely though, once they had a hold of him, he stopped struggling. I was reminded of a gazelle with its neck in the mouth of a lion. Had he surrendered? Or did he have some trick up his sleeve? It didn't feel right. I didn't have to wait long for my misgivings to prove true. The detonator in my hand suddenly began to flash.
Ha! Serves you right.
Did I press it accidentally?
What are you laughing at?
You! Her! All of you! God, you're stupid.
What?
What?
Why?
See that detonator you threw to Sigma? You activated it. If it gets more than a meter away from me, it sets itself off. We figured someone might try to take it away, so we put in a little safeguard. Since you two were kind enough to take it away from me, the bombs have gone from remote control to countdown timer. Go ahead and destroy the detonator if you want. Won't make any difference now. The bombs are gonna go off no matter what.
How long do we have?
About 30 minutes.
Let me guess, that's gonna be the
30 minutes.
timer on our watch.
Oh no.
My condolences.
What can we do to stop them?
I told you that already. First, we need the device that allows us to input information. Then we plug it into each bomb and enter the codes.
Hey Alice, who the hell are you? How do you know all this?
None of your damn business. Just tell me where the input device is.
Well, that's none of your damn business. Fuck! Stop! You're gonna break it!
Of course, that's the plan.
Please, stop!
Just tell me what I want to know.
Okay, I'll tell you. It's in my coat. The right-hand pocket.
Clover, check it out.
Right.
It's gonna be a trap, isn't it? She nodded and started digging through his pockets. After a few minutes...
It's no use. There's nothing here.
Did you lie to me?
No! I swear, keep looking.
Oh, wait. There is something in here.
Clover pulled her hand from his pocket and held it out. Oh no. Oh, he's gonna poison himself.
Hey,
Don't
what is this?
put it close to his
I
mouth.
can't see it. Bring it over here.
Clover frowned and moved closer to Dio, holding the pill out towards him. Shit. Suddenly he moved his right hand, snaking out to grab the pill from Clover's hand. Before anyone could react, he shoved it into his mouth. I heard a tiny crack as he bit down on it. Almost immediately, he grimaced in pain.
Shit!
What? What was that?
Poison, I guess.
What?
Damn! How could I be so stupid?
His eyes rolled up to his head, and flecks of spittle began to trickle out from the corner of his mouth. I grabbed him by the hair and shook. What the hell are you doing? Where's the input device?
Lost it. In my couch. Back home.
Yeah, right. Don't screw with me!
Fine. Don't tell us. How about you give us the deactivation codes instead?
Deactivation. You guys are persistent. Fine. Not gonna do you much good anyway.
So we've got the 0 and the 1 bomb.
And I'll tell you, you only get one. This is the deactivation code for bomb 3.
Okay.
Ready? LXQ LHC NMR.
Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start writing these down. So, LXQ. Okay, there it is. I put 3 at the top for some reason, because it's the one I'm writing, but I'll go back into the flowchart and try to get the 0 and 1 bomb again. It's the Temioji ending just before it, and it's the Dio ending just before it, so I need to remember those. What about the other 3? Tell us the other 3. He didn't even seem to hear me.
My body will be a part of the foundation of a bright future.
His voice was weak and more foam was dribbling out of his mouth.
Such a beautiful world. May brother live in everlasting glory.
Those were the last words Dio spoke. He died with a strange, happy smile.
He only gave us the password for one of the bombs. This is bad. What are we gonna do?
I don't know.
How much time have we got?
25 minutes.
Are you sure?
Yes. When he told us the time, I checked my bracelet. It said exactly 30 minutes.
You mean the bombs are gonna go off the same time the next set of doors opens?
Yes. The time on your bracelet is the time we have left.
Oh, crap. Ooh, so 25 minutes. He sounds
This
excited.
isn't good. I was hoping that we might be able to escape through the white doors, but...
It takes 5 minutes for the primary door to open and close. So...
Yes, I know. There's no way we can get through them before the explosion happens.
Well, there's no point just standing around. We should start looking. We need 3 things. The password input device.
And the remaining 2 bombs, right?
Right.
we also need passwords for all the bombs other than number 3.
Exactly.
Maybe Deer has a note or something?
Hold on, let me check.
She knelt down and quickly checked his pockets and sleeves and sat back on her heels, frustrated.
Damn, he's clean.
She looked pale.
Then we'll just have to hope we find it somewhere. Tenmyoji, can you go tell Luna what's happened?
Right, I'm on it.
Good. The rest of you, let's move out. We can do this. Let's go.
Alright then. We all took off a run, heading to different parts of the building. But all our searching turned up nothing, and as we searched, the clock kept ticking. 15 minutes. 10 minutes. And then 5 minutes. 1. Oh? And at last the chromatic doors opened.
Chromatic door 5.
Our time had run out. We watched the white doors open. Were they doors to heaven or to hell? The thought barely had time to flutter through my mind before everything went white. Oh god. We didn't even have time to say goodbye. 1,000 emotions flooded my brain in those last moments. Why? How? How had we ended up this way? Then a blistering wave of heat like the surface of the sun itself wiped out any lingering thoughts. My consciousness slipped away into the bottomless pool of darkness. Neither heaven nor hell, only the void. That was Alice's ending, I'm guessing. Since Alice said some stuff. Yep, there's Alice. Probably this one after Clover. Yep.